What if you could build a really powerful app using the skills you already have from using Excel every day? Well, that's pretty much the whole idea behind Microsoft's Power FX. It's a new kind of programming language, but it's designed for, well, pretty much everyone.
I mean, that's really the big question at the heart of it all. Just think about it for a sec. Building an app, something that feels super complex, super technical, but what if it was just as straightforward as typing a formula into a spreadsheet cell?
Here's the secret sauce. Millions of us, probably you included, already think like developers. We just don't call it that. We do it in Excel. PowerFX is basically the bridge that takes that logic you use for sums and VLOOKUPs and all that stuff and lets you build a real working app with it. Okay, so how does this actually work? How do you get from a spreadsheet to a full-blown app? Let's dig in and see the thinking behind it all. So at its very core, PowerFX is built on what you could call the Excel philosophy. And this is key. It's not just borrowing a couple of ideas here and there. Nope. The entire logic is designed to feel natural and familiar from the second you start using it. All right, let's take a super simple example. Say you want to find the length of a sentence. In a traditional language like JavaScript, you might type something like .length, but in PowerFX, you just use len with the parentheses, exactly like you already do in Excel. And look, this isn't some minor detail. It's a huge design choice. It's all about making it feel familiar right out of the gate. And this leads us to a really powerful idea. PowerFX is what's called a declarative language. Now, what does that mean? Well, think of it this way. Instead of writing a recipe with step-by-step instructions for how to do something, you're just describing the final result you want. You just say, hey, this text box here, it should always show the value of that slider over there, but multiply by 10. And that's it. You don't have to worry about when to update it or how to do the math. The system just handles it all for you. Sound familiar? Yep, just like Excel. Yeah, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? In Excel, you link up your cells with formulas, right? And the spreadsheet just, well, it just knows to update everything when a value changes. PowerFX takes that exact same, almost magical recalc logic and applies it to a whole app. Okay, but what happens when you get stuck? You know how it is with some of these simple tools. They're easy to start, but you hit a wall, a cliff pretty fast. Well, PowerFX was designed with what they call a no-cliffs approach. The idea is to give you a smooth on-ramp from your very first click all the way to building some really complex stuff. And the journey is, well, it's designed to be totally seamless. You can start with literally zero code, just dragging, dropping, using visual tools to build your app. But here's the cool part. While you're doing that, PowerFX is writing the formula for you, right there in real time. So you're actually learning by watching. And then, whenever you feel ready, you can just jump in, take the wheel, and start editing that formula directly to get even more power. And this is so, so important. That formula bar is always right there, front and center. It's like your co-pilot. It's not some hidden black box where magic happens. That transparency is what totally demystifies the coding part and turns every single thing you do into a little learning opportunity. Okay, but let's be real, apps do more than just calculate stuff, right? They have to react when you click a button, they need to save information, they need to remember what you did 5 minutes ago. And this is where PowerFX really starts to stretch beyond the world of spreadsheets and into managing an app's state. So where does that whole spreadsheet comparison kind of break down? Well, it's right here. It's in handling a changing world. A spreadsheet is great at recalculating things based on new data, but an app needs to do more. It needs to remember things, and that's what we mean by managing state. Think about it. A spreadsheet recalculates values, but it doesn't really remember a sequence of things you did. For that, an app needs a memory. And in PowerFX, that memory comes from using variables. Just think of them as little containers that can hold a value for you, like a running total in a calculator app, or maybe the name of the person who's logged in. This adding machine example is perfect. You see, a simple formula can add 2 cells together, no problem, but it can't keep a running total that changes every time you click a button. To do that, you need a variable, a little container called running total that you update with each press. And that is the key to making things that are actually interactive. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the how. Now let's get to the why. I mean, a familiar, powerful language is cool and all, but what does this actually mean for the real world? Why should you care? Why does any of this matter? It matters because it puts the power to build things into the hands of the people who actually understand the problems. Think about it.
An accountant who knows exactly what they need can build their own custom auditing app. A construction site manager can build the perfect safety checklist for their crew. We're talking faster, cheaper solutions. And hey, even professional developers can use this to whip up prototypes way, way faster. And the potential scale here, it's just mind-boggling. This isn't some niche tool for a handful of elite coders. We're talking about a potential community of over 250 million people. People who, every single day, are already using the core concepts that make PowerFX work. And that really brings us right back to the beginning, doesn't it? When you give millions of people the tools to build something new, using skills they already have, you don't just get more apps, you get solutions to problems we haven't even thought of yet. So the real question that PowerFX leaves us with is, what will they build? Or maybe, what will you build?